Would I be the butthole for possibly kicking out a family from a home that was illegally sold to them? My father passed away a few years ago, and my adopted mom, who is old and has dementia, relatives sold my father's and my mom's house for half of the value with everything inside in a rush sale. I did not know the law that time and was told by my mom's relatives that my father had no will, so everything automatically went to my mom and her family. I came across an article that in that country that when a person dies without a will, their heirs/children automatically inherit the estate. The estate cannot be sold without all heirs agreeing. If it is sold, the sale will be void. I have contacted a lawyer and it was true. I can get the house back by simply showing my birth certificate. Also, because my mom has dementia, she is not capable of doing a sale. The lawyer went to meet with my mom on my behalf to ask a few questions about the sale of the house. Her relatives heard everything, then started attacking me online and making nasty posts about me, how I was going to kick a family out of house because of pure greed, that I already have a house in USA. I'm greedy to have another house. They threaten that they will get the new owners to sue me, etc. My mom's relatives don't work and use the money of the sale of the house for their own benefit, so not only will they have to return all the money, the new owners of the house will now have to look for somewhere else to live, which they can no longer afford a house because the house was sold for half of the market value, and that is what they will be getting back? Would I be the butthole for possibly kicking them out? Not the butthole. You're a victim here too. Your mom's family not only lied to you, but they sold and profited from something that was rightfully yours. All you are doing is undoing something that should never have been done in the first place. It's unfortunate this family will lose their home, but this is not your fault. Edit: Mom's family are the butthole, not Op's mom. Original poster replies: the family who bought it cannot claim innocent buyer because what they paid for it was half of the value of the house. It was also not done by a proper agent, just mom relatives. So in the same time, I think the family who bought it should have known something fishy was going on. I completely agree with you. This sale would have been full of red flags, yet the buyer chose to ignore every one of them and go ahead with the purchase. It's the age-old, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. They should have done their research and protected themselves by insisting on going through the proper channels. Shockingly, this kind of stuff happens all the time. I used to do property management, and there would constantly be people renting houses where the landlords are in the process of getting evicted and don't tell the tenants. Wild. Oh yeah, this happened to my family during the 2008 recession. Our landlord was over-leveraged by having bought multiple properties. The butthole was using our rent to pay for his house while ours was in the process of being repossessed by the bank. We had to move out 4 months after moving to a new country, in the dead of winter. Do not recommend. Had the same thing happen. Make matters worse, we always paid rent at the middle of the month, and the landlord started dropping by and demanding rent at the beginning of the month, and then would turn around and demand the next month's rent at the end of the same month, and then at the middle of the next for the month after. Like seriously, just giving us about 2 weeks to come up with rent payments, and then threatening eviction the entire time if we didn't pay. Ended up being like 2 months ahead on rent by the time the bank came by and told us not to pay the guy, and that we shouldn't have been paying him for the last few months to begin with. I feel like that has to be illegal. Can't you take them to court? You need money for that. I was renting a house from friends. They hadn't paid the mortgage and the mortgage company had filed for foreclosure, second time. When the constable came to the door and asked if we were the homeowner, I said no, and he left. He returned later that day with photocopies of the documents and just handed them to me. I tried unsuccessfully to contact the owners for the next week. They had moved out of state. So I started looking for a place to move. Didn't pay the next month's rent. Still didn't hear from the landlords. We moved at the end of the month for which we didn't pay rent. In the middle of the move, I received an email from the owners. Hey, my brother drove by, and he said, it looks like you're moving? Me, yes, I bought a condo. Them, you didn't give notice and you didn't pay this month's rent. Me, I tried to get a hold of you last month because we were told the house was in foreclosure. I thought if I didn't pay the rent you would contact me. Them, we didn't know you knew about the foreclosure. Me, I guess someone in the sheriff's office felt that was something we should know. Never heard a word from them again. In the UK, if a bank seizes a property with tenants, they just become the new landlord. What kind of stupid effery is this? Especially since they got the house for half of the value plus the contents. They knew there were possibly shenanigans afoot. Better hope the buyers had good title insurance. I suspect you are going to discover that the innocent buyer is a relative or family friend. Original poster replies. I don't know who the new buyer, but was told a family with children live there by the corrupt relatives trying to make me feel guilty about it. They're trying to guilt you. Do not give in. In fact, consider getting a lawyer. They probably have distant cousins in that house now. Not the butthole. Edit. LMFAO, I don't give an F. Good luck downvoting me at this point, salty Fs. Did you read the post? Original poster has a lawyer who is handling this. Consider getting a lawyer. Am I the butthole defaults to this so fast? Sometimes they even whip it out when it's already been done by original poster. Do not listen to a word these people say. Your dad died, and they took advantage of your sick mom to sell her house and steal both you and hers money. Go after them legally for everything you can. The new buyers had to at least question why they could buy for half market value. No way are they innocent in this. Do not let them bully you into submission. Fight them with everything you can. Tell your nasty relatives that if they hadn't been so busy stealing, this wouldn't be an issue. They are making a family struggle by selling them stolen property. If they weren't nasty little thieves, none of this would have happened. Also, they may be lying about a family with kids being there. I wouldn't trust anything they said. So the family did not get title insurance when buying the house? That sucks because this is exactly what it's for. They bought stolen property. Too bad, so sad. Not the butthole. OPS mom has dementia. I doubt her mom even remembers or was even told and was just told to sign this document. Original poster replies. Yes, that is correct. I discovered that they made my mom sign. She was the only survivor. Her relatives are trying to use that document of proof that has been a legal sale. Rolling eyes face. This is such a gross thing to do to someone who can't advocate for themselves. I won't look into possible financial abuse/elder abuse too with a lawyer. Who knows what else they've taken from your mom? Original poster replies. They also drove her to the bank to make her sign and withdraw all her USA pension. Your relative should be in prison for grand theft, and a bunch of other things. You are not the butthole. Sounds like a good case for elder abuse as well. I'm pretty sure the fact that she has dementia voids that because it's possible she didn't remember about you. Not trying to be mean. Just saying, and someone with dementia I'm pretty sure is not allowed to make legal decisions. They need an advocate. So they can try using that defense, but it won't work. My apologies, original poster. I'll edit my comment because this isn't your mom's fault either. That was poor reading on my part. Mom's family are the butthole, not Ops mom. Mom is also a victim. They sold her house and used the money for themselves. I hope original poster sues, and they are held responsible for their actions. Not the butthole. If it is me, I would proceed to claim back that house and at the same time together with that family sue the relatives for fraud. They have to pay back that family the money and also compensation. I don't think it would be a good idea to team up with the buyers. They bought a house, for half market value, from family friends, without a real estate agent, or any other good faith attempts to follow any real regulations in relation to the sale. This would have otherwise been uncovered before sale went through. If they have evidence they were acting in some good faith, but I doubt it, they should absolutely also sue the family who sold it to them. I just don't think original poster should join them. Original poster should absolutely take them to the cleaners for emotional damages and any and all needed repairs to the house. As they illegally sold all their stuff as well, there should be for that too. Actually, what I meant here was that the buyer and original poster could sue the relative for fraudulent sales. They can each get their own lawyer and don't have to team up for it. Yes, I do not rule out that the buyer is in cohort with the relative, but I give them the benefit of doubt. They could be innocent or ignorance in these whole saga. But the original poster should definitely sue the relative for fraud. Is the original poster the real victim of these whole saga? Other than getting back the house, the original poster should also be compensated too. I could be wrong on this part as I do not know how is the law work in the country the original poster reside in. If someone stole a wedding ring, then it was sold and turned up on someone else's finger, should it not be returned to the original person? Not the butthole. Stolen goods are always returned to the rightful owner. Edit to add, help the family sue your relatives. They stole from your mother as well, and you should make sure they pay for that. It's not going to be that easy. Original poster said that her family needed the money and blew it. Suing doesn't mean that money magically appears. Still, the right thing to do, but let's put it in perspective. But it's not ops money, it's some rando. FM. Not the butthole. Make sure your mom is safe. Stop talking to the relatives. Do not meet up with the relatives. They may try to harm you. Record and screenshot all harassment, no abuse. Get a restraining order and get them charged with harassment. Get your house back. The family who bought it knew it was illegal. Losing their home and money was a risk they were willing to take. Do not rent to the buyer. They were willing to help commit a crime last time, they'll do it again. Freeze your mom's credit and take money out of her account so relatives can't steal from her or take loans out in her name. This is the advice you need to be following. Original poster. Not the butthole. Would you consider renting to them? Original poster replies. If it's possible, I wouldn't mind, thumbs up. Be cautious that they are probably complicit of the fraud. It is possible they gave money under the table to your relatives. It's possible they are complicit. If this a house in the US and was all done above board, the title company should have both found this issue, clearly they did not, and also ensure the legitimacy of the sale for some period of time. By original poster waiting, it actually would harm the family more if there's title insurance, assuming all was above board. Bad idea. They'll be pissed off. Bad tenants, probably trash the house. Unless you're attached to the house, sell it and move on. Your family will harass you and cause problems for as long as you own it. My 2 cents, find out what renters' rights that country has, including squatter rights. In some country, people can live unpaid up to a year before you can evict them. Not the butthole. Ask your lawyer if he'd be willing to help the family get their money back while also working on your claim to the house. Once everything is said and done, block all the family members on your mom's side. I think the buyer family is very sketchy. They must have known something was fishy. They might be friends or family from the thievy relatives or having paid them under the table. If this is the case, they will fight to the bitter end against original poster. Or they saw a good deal and took it. Why does this sub always assume everyone is malicious? Not the butthole. Your mom's relatives are the ones that make that family suffer. They lied to them and took their money. I am willing to bet they already knew about that law. That is why they tried to sell the house half of its value in a rush sale. They are ridiculous to claim that you are guilty of their own crimes. Pouting face. After getting that half of the money and the house back, you can always give that money back to the family. Or you two can sit down and agree on a long-term payment plan for the house. Not the butthole. Your mom's relatives should be ashamed. Taking advantage of a cognitively impaired lady like that, making her lose her home and her lifelong possessions, so they could profit off it. I hope at least your mom's been taken care of. It sounds like karma's biting the relatives in the butt now. This is why as soon I saw my mom's health was starting to deteriorate, I told her she needed to draw up her will, plus her advanced care plan whilst she had all faculties. Then it'd be clear in black and white exactly what her wishes were, and it would assist her future care when she became too unwell. Original poster replies. I actually had to get the police and mayor involved to get my mom outbid their care. She is with good relatives now, but those corrupt ones still keep trying to harass her and get her back. They even stole all the money from her USA pension account by taking her to the bank and letting her sign she didn't know what she was signing. Original poster replies. I would go there myself, but because of the pandemic it was hard to fly and it's a red country to fly from where I am at. I've tried asking the embassy to fly there, but they keep saying they won't allow me to. Speechless face. Note I am fully vaccinated. I hate this pandemic. Not the butthole wasn't theirs to sell and wasn't available to be bought. The sooner you work on this, the better. They threaten that they will get the new owners to sue me, etc. Diaris is the ones that will get sued, is them. And you as well as these people can sue the ass of these relatives. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.